Welcome back to BeerFormers Sips, episode 49. We have 380-something subscribers now.
Yay, that's so great.
Let's go for 400 before the end of the year.
Let's do it.
Can we do that? Yeah, we're so excited. So we've, if you've never been here before, thanks for dropping by. If you're one of our subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. If you want to help us out, hit all those buttons like we always do here on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about. I like, subscribe, share. Every little bit, everything helps go a long way.
Chat with us, make
chat
comments.
with us, yeah, all that stuff. We're here to talk about our couple favorite things: our Transformers toys and adult beverages. And we've been going through the Generation 1 combiners here. We've been doing a whole series on them here lately. And just to rehash real quick, a combiner in Transformers is a group of Transformers, either Autobot or Decepticon or whatever, that have the ability to combine together to form a larger figure. And for the most part, all the ones in Generation 1 were done in a style that the Japanese dubbed the Scramble City style, where there's a central guy in the middle who's usually larger, and the four guys who could form the limbs could be their arms or legs, and they all had the ability to do that because they had a special shaped head. It was kind of square shaped. They could fit in the socket. And they could even go with other guys if you want to get crazy. If you could have Decepticons be part of Autobots and you name it, because they're all interchangeable. But we're finally through all those. And so our Transformer we're going to be talking about tonight is one that was only available in Japan.
But it's a combiner still?
But it is a combiner still. So it didn't combine in the Scramble City mode. Okay, it was only available in Japan. It was actually part of the Diaclone line at the beginning, which is the pre-Transformers line that came out in Japan, which is what the people from Hasbro went over and said, that looks pretty cool. Let's bring that over in America and sell it. So that's how
it's the American way.
That's how we get the Transformers. So and one of the reasons why I don't think this one ever was brought over was become available apparent here in just a second. So let's get right to it. Without further ado, I give you, yes, question, comment?
This is from Japan?
This is from
How
Japan.
did you get it?
I got what I have here, actually. Let's go ahead and just get it out.
Okay.
These are the Trainbots.
Ooh, okay.
So they're Autobots. There's 6 of them. So it's not, again, they're not Scramble City style. And these guys all turn into, as their name suggests, trains. And I think that's one reason why they didn't make it over. Because by the 80s, I think the love affair with trains amongst most kids that I knew at least was kind of over for the most part, right? Not too many people had model trains anymore. I mean, my uncle was a huge model train collector, so he had all the trains in the world. He's the one who inspired all this for me. But most kids I knew weren't like train crazy. And I guess maybe that was part of the reason. I'm guessing. I'm speculating.
They didn't ride the rails on a crazy train?
Well, that song was popular, but that's about it, all right? So these 6 guys become trains, as I said, and they become Japanese, for the most part, bullet trains. There's one exception here, so they're all styled after that. So that's probably another reason why, too. Kids would look at these trains when they get transformed and said,
don't match.
What kind of train is this, So they weren't Amtrak trains, right, or freight trains for the most part. Now, the guy's combined mode here in Japan was Raiden. And Raiden is like a Japanese god of like thunder and lightning and stuff like that. So kind of a cool name if you're Japanese. Probably would have got renamed if here in America if that had happened. And as a matter of fact, that
sounds like Raid, like bug spray.
Like Raid. So I as I like to do with my own headcanon here, cue the graphic, is I gave him a name that I thought at the time, and I did this probably like more than 20 years ago now, I thought would have sounded a little more Americanified, I guess,
sure.
if you will. If I was working for Hasbro and they were charging me with Dave, come up with a localization for this name, and that's what I did. And so I gave him the name Detonator.
What's that have to do with the train?
Okay, I remember getting on the internet back in the mid-90s and looking up train terms, and that was something that came up because they had to blast a lot to be able to put the rail lines in, I guess. So a detonator would have been something you would use to let the blast.
To make the train tracks.
Right, but I mean, it's a train-related term.
Okay.
But obviously the word detonator doesn't have anything necessarily just to do with trains. Yeah. It's not exclusive to trains, right?
Do we think this is your best headcanon?
I don't know. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say, yes, everyone should start calling this Detonator now because I said so. But yeah, so Detonator, 6 train. Now this guy did not make it to the American cartoon, obviously.
Right.
All right, because by the time he came out, even in Japan, it was already the time when the American cartoon was over. So he was featured a lot in the Japanese cartoon Headmasters. Okay, that's about the year he came out again as a Transformer, right? Because again, he was Diaclone, so he was a pre-Transformer. He got all kinds of play in that cartoon. So if you ever chance to watch Headmasters, he's in it all the time. Okay, these guys were like the transportation for the Autobots. Okay, because even though they're trains, For whatever reason, they have the ability to combine together to form a long train, right? And then they can fly through space.
Space train.
Yeah, space train.
As they work.
As you want to do.
Yeah.
So when the Autobots had to travel somewhere in that
sounds
in that
like
cartoon,
a TV show from the 70s. Space train.
The Trainbots would form up. They'd all hop aboard them, and off you go through space. And it's a big long space train. So like as we normally do here, when we've been doing about these combiners, let's get these in your hand. And we'll start going over one time. Let's do the arms first. We'll kind of break them down.
I still want to know how you got this. How did you acquire this?
Okay.
piece?
Oh yes, I forgot to get. Two of these pieces are actual original Japanese Trainbots that I was able to acquire online back in the day. The bulk of him, though, believe it or not, is a really high quality knockoff, which I found in a Easter basket. Back in like the mid 90s.
This is headcanon squared.
Yes. It was like, I mean, the plastic is slightly cheaper than normal, and the colors are slightly off. Like this guy here, who's kind of a light green on the side here, I think is that his real color, and the real toy is a darker green. And there's a piece came off.
Okay.
But so let's kind of go through these one by one now. As the Japanese they only had Japanese names.
Okay.
So we're gonna delve into headcanon later because I'm gonna give you the name that I came up with it and things like that. So this guy here is kind of like a yellow guy.
Yeah.
He forms an arm, and unlike the Scramble City ones, guys, he can only be an arm. He can be right or left, but he can only be an arm. His name was Cezanne.
Am I turning him into a robot first?
Let's try to do a robot first here. So Cezanne.
What's his beer style?
His beer style.
That's a beer style, Cezanne.
So, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so don't worry about it. You want to take off the fist, too, because that's this one of those super robot fist here.
Super robot.
So Cezanne, he is a mountain fighter, according to his text
What does that
specs.
mean?
He's good at fighting in the mountains, I guess,
Did I do that right?
You want to spin it around.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh.
And then this goes on his back like wings.
Okay.
There's like a hole on his back somewhere. Let's see it right there. And that
What's a mountain fighter? Does he fight in the mountains?
He fights in the mountains, would be what I suggest, right?
Or he doesn't fight mountains?
Yeah. No, he does not fight mountains. That would be foolish.
Well, kind of what they ever do to you?
Yeah, and how can you beat a whole mountain?
It was like that?
Yeah. So now turn him into a train. You take that backpack off.
Is this one of the Japanese ones or one of the Eastern?
This is one of the original ones. This is one of the original ones, yeah.
Okay.
This one, the two I had that was original. So you want to...
very good shape.
This forms the front part of the train here, this backpack. He's got metal wheels on the original version, see? So you kind of hold that up there.
He sure does.
Metal wheels on there. He's not like HO scale. I think it's like there's a scale smaller than HO. I think it's like, I want to say it's O. I'll do my research when we actually make the video and I'll let you know. But I think they are compatible with that scale of model trains, but they're not electronic. So you can't make them go if you hook them up. And I came with special parts to be able to hook them together, which I don't have those because I bought it as a cheap knockoff.
I'm going to guess this should go like that.
Yeah. And now what's wrong with it? Because
it's got legs. Its arms are down there at the bottom. That's what's wrong with it.
And you got wheels here and wheels here. What do you think you got to do there?
Well, probably got to turn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. That was the last part you had to do there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
train.
So I gave him the name. I just looked up. I searched on. Probably wouldn't even Google it back in the time. It was probably Yahoo or something like that. Train terms. I got a whole list of train terms.
To rename him from Cezanne?
Yeah, so Cezanne. I gave him the name Backplate.
Okay, that's not bad.
It sounds like an Autobot type name, doesn't it?
It does.
Autobotish name, I guess I should say.
It's got that rhythm.
Yeah.
Backplate.
All right.
The mountain fight.
So next is the other arm. This one is one of the ones from the knockoff Easter basket set.
How did you find this? Did you just run into it in a store and you're like, oh my god?
I was researching and it said, yeah, you can find these typically in Easter baskets now. So I ran out and found one at a Kmart or something like that.
Kmart. Holy cow.
So.
Did you about die when you found it?
No, was
it the whole robot?
Yeah.
All of them?
So I got rid of. I kept the original parts and I scrapped the two that were redundant at that point. Right. So, he has the exact same transformation scheme there. He is his name is Suiken. Okay, Suiken, I think is how you pronounce that. And he is a plains warrior, so he's good at fighting on the plains, I guess. Apparently, according to his
I can't turn that arm. I think it's frozen in there.
It might be, so let's not force it. But
yeah, that didn't
it's
feel
still
right.
the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And then this would be the backpack again. So these guys have the exact same transformation scheme.
Okay.
So his list has a plains warrior. You can battle on any terrain. It says no matter.
As long as it's the plains.
It says no matter how rugged and proceed along complex routes through space. Very knowledgeable. All right, transform him into his train.
Very nice.
His train mode now too.
Okay.
Yep.
So So we'll take the backpack off.
So I gave him the name Pullman. Did I say that?
No, but that's great.
Okay, because Pullman is a type of train car,
Yes,
right?
it is.
That's
I
not
like
exactly
it.
what he turns into, because these are all engines. Every one of these guys
Yeah.
turns into an engine. None of them are like a caboose or just a regular car. But it's an actual train car name for those of you who don't know what a Pullman is. Now you do.
Wait a second.
It's the exact same thing as this one.
Yeah.
So use your context clues here.
Exactly. That should spin.
It doesn't spin too well with the arms in that place. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
So you're gonna put the arms back out. To
I
the side
tried, but it wasn't working out
the
so
little
well.
lights weren't twinkling.
They weren't.
Okay.
I think I did it.
You did that one. You're pretty good.
Woo!
And they do roll pretty good, even for
They
knockoff.
roll really well.
Yeah. All right, let's go
That's
to the.
really pretty cool.
Let's go to one of the feet now. This is the other one of the original ones.
All right.
Okay, this is
We
that.
got backplate and Pullman.
Black plate and Pullman. You want to take the little thing off the
Space
side
shuttle.
there?
This is original.
Yeah, that was from
Okay.
from the original Transformers line. Yep. So he's authentic, let's say, right? So same thing on this one here. This will become a backpack in a minute once you
Oh,
kind of
wait a
get him ready.
second. Oh, here comes his arms.
Yep.
Oh wow. So another backpack,
Yep.
huh?
So his
Oh, I just pulled his arm off. I'm
Did
not
you?
even joking.
let me see.
His arm came right off.
It just slides back in,
Okay.
I think.
Oh, it's not an episode of BeerFormers if Noel doesn't break a priceless
Artifact.
original Japanese Transformer from the Diaclone line.
That
All
goes
right,
there
thank
like
you.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
So
an episode unless Dave actually transforms.
his
his
Japanese name was Yukikaze, I believe is how you pronounce that. Yukikaze.
Yukikaze.
Don't ask me what these all translate to, because according to the Transformers wiki, the translations were very loose.
Okay.
Because they said, like, the Japanese characters used to spell these names didn't necessarily jive with what actually was being said sometimes. I'm paraphrasing heavily. Go check out,
Sure.
tfwiki.net. But, so, like, what does Yukikaze mean? The TF Wiki says basically it's close to meaning, then they fill in the blank, right?
Sure.
So
Let's say,
I'm not gonna
what
try
was
to-
it close to?
I think it had something to do with each what their things were. So,
Okay.
Suikin had something to do with probably being the plains, or
Okay.
something like that. Him had something to do with the mountains.
All right.
So him
what's this guy fight?
being a heavy snow fighter,
Oh.
I think his probably name has something to do with snow and cold or something like that, right?
Okay.
But his nickname was Piston, or his Dave Steiber Americanized name is Piston.
Piston.
Which there's all kinds of jokes you can make with that
Yes,
one, right?
you can.
Yeah. But he forms a leg, obviously, as we said before. He has the exact same transformation scheme as the other leg, so they could swap. The legs could swap and the arms could swap, but an arm couldn't be a leg and a leg couldn't be an arm.
Okay.
Let me help you with these arms a
But
little bit.
I feel like I'm.
Because
Oh,
one just fell
no.
off again.
Yeah, those arms.
Okay. You get it? So here's what you got to
There you
do
go.
with these arms. So this little part here,
Yeah.
it just kind
Okay.
of pops in there like this. So when you slide it out, it just kind of goes
Yeah.
up like that. And this will slide in. This will come down. And then these glue in or plug in just like that. So Piston is my headcanon name for him, all right? All right, so this next guy transforms the exact same way, he just has different. This is one of the knockoff ones here. His name is Getsui, was his original name. Getsui. He is a night fighter according to his tech specs. So
Okay,
he's
well, he
good at
kind
fighting.
of looks like he would fight at
With the
night.
dark
He's
blue
all
guy.
dark,
So
yeah.
he transforms the exact same way as you just saw there.
Yeah, well, I was able to get those arms down, but it feels weird when I try to turn them. I just feels like I'm going to break
They've got
them.
a weird little peg system in there that kind of helps.
I'm not a real fan of this.
Yeah.
I'm a feel like, yeah.
Do you want me to do this then?
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's just, I'm going to break it.
And I appreciate you, being honest
Yeah.
and being that folds up and plugs in his back too. The little hole in where that like there, fits in this
Yeah.
thing right there.
What folds where? I don't
This
see
the
it.
hole in the middle of the
Oh.
train wheels fits in that peg. Right.
Oh,
So it becomes like a backpack then. So you don't necessarily lose those
Oh.
pieces, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. I've
Now they all
always
have
wondered how they
guns.
can do that.
I only have a couple. I only have guns that came with the original guys.
Mm.
The knockoff set did not have the individual guns for them.
Okay.
So that is his Americanized name is Cab,
Yeah.
which has some history in Transformers. There was a human character named Cab in Master Force, but that's another Japanese cartoon. If you follow along, pardon me, I had a hiccup there.
Oh, I got that one. Okay, that one.
So if you kind of slide them in a little bit, then they can pivot better.
Pivot.
And you can pull them back out to kind of lock them in place. Okay.
Okay.
Flip that down and plug that in the front.
Flip down.
Flip it down.
All right.
So now we're getting to the last two guys.
We're gonna do this. Oh, that plugs in like
I'm not even gonna try to have you guys remember all these names.
But I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Backplate,
So
piston,
there is lots.
cab, and oh, well, of course I forgot this guy.
So we have
cab.
Cab was this guy.
Oh.
Okay. This one is piston.
Piston.
This one is Pullman. And this one was backplate. Yeah. So there's a lot of kibble on this one. Kibble is just a term we use for like parts that are just kind of hanging off that don't really have anything to do with except for being able to help make it look good, I guess, you know. And it's very tight here too. So we got two guys in this one. So it's a 6 guy, all right? So I'm going to try to help you out here by getting this tight piece off before you have to worry about it. Here we go. All right. So these pieces here are just for making Raiden / detonator. So we're just going to put those aside because we're basically done with that. So these two pieces go to the last couple guys here. So let's go ahead and save the leader for last. We'll give you this one here. Okay. This guy's original name was Kayan. Kayan. I'm not sure how you want to pronounce that. But Kayan was the strong guy of the group.
He looks strong. Oh, his head comes up like that. Oh.
Yeah. His
Oh, and here come the legs.
He's the only one who's a diesel train engine, so he's more of like a freight train guy, but he's still an engine.
I like this one the best.
His function is heavy mobile fighter. Yeah, there's his robot mode, and that would fit on his back. That peg there would fit in this hole and put it up, so it's kind of gives him more of like an imposing presence on the backside there. He's the strongest of the Trainbots. It says he takes pride in his physical condition according to his text spec. Can you get it?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Oops. He's the loosest one of these ones from the knockoff line. I had to put like extra.
He definitely didn't forget leg
glue
day
and things like that on him. You know, just kind of tighten him up a little bit. All right, ready to put him in train mode?
Sure.
Okay, this one's gonna be a little harder, so I'm gonna give you some.
Yeah, push his head back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some hints on this one here.
All right.
So his Americanized name is Manifold. So another part of an engine, right?
That's pretty good. Yeah. All right, I'm already not understanding what I just pulled those arms down, but now I can't figure out what I did.
Just go like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Now the legs just swing out to form a straight line.
Like that.
And then you kind of push them in.
All right.
Okay. Ooh. And this, I believe, can go on either end. You pick.
Okay, and we're gonna pick this in.
We'll check. Do they both have slots like that?
Yep. Other than
yeah. So go either way. Yep.
Yeah, there's slots.
So again, he forms a diesel train engine. He's like the one slightly longer than most of them there. And there we go. And lastly, we have the leader. All right. His original Japanese name was Shuki.
Aw.
Whatever that means.
My Shuki. You're my Shuki Wookie Pookie. But what'd you name him?
I gave him the name Engineer because he's the leader, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So I'll help you out with this guy here. He's a little tight. There's his robot mode. This would fit on his back too.
He's short.
He's very short. For the leader, he's super short.
Yeah. Yeah. That little guy syndrome.
He does. Engineer is his Americanized name. Shuki was his Japanese name.
That peg doesn't fit inside that hole.
Not very well. It's super loose. I don't think I do this way.
Nope, that's not going to work.
Not going to work?
No.
I must have forgotten something then, but it doesn't really matter. All right. So Shuki is the leader. He's your typical leader guy in the sense that, he's always like...
That peg open, that would probably fit in there.
Yeah, but it doesn't go like that. It's too loose. It doesn't quite work like that. So this is actually intended for when it goes into combiner mode.
Yeah.
This flips out like that to make that happen later on.
Okay.
So anyway, let's put him into train mode though, so we can get him out. So these are going to flip up like that.
Okay.
And the legs are going to flip up and kind of fold into the arms to be able to complete it, and this will fit on the end to be able to.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's pretty intuitive, I think, for the most part.
I got it.
Yep. Do the same thing with the other end.
Yeah.
And whichever end has the square hole will fit this square peg. Do the exact same thing. You have to spin it around quite a bit, remember?
I had it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I spun it the wrong way.
Yeah, there should be a square peg on one end this will fit in. And then it should be a round peg. Yeah, so this should go in that end.
Square peg, square hole.
Yep. Boom.
Well,
And that is the other. These two guys are brothers, according to the comics, or to the cartoon, I should say. I don't think the other ones necessarily are related, but these two guys are definitely listed as brothers, which shows in their train modes.
oh yeah,
You know.
I can see the family resemblance.
Yeah, they're both kind of that bullet train looking thing there, the Shikansen.
But that's interesting. How do robots have brothers?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing in Transformers, and they don't ever really fully discuss it. You know, it's just kind of those things you're just supposed to accept it. They're brothers, and we go from there, right?
All right,
the first two brothers listed in Transformers were Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, and the only thing I can think of is why they were declared to be brothers is that they had the same car mode.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, a similar car.
Yeah.
They're both Lamborghinis and stuff like that. So just again, never released in America except for I guess in an Easter basket set you could find at Kmart, probably at Walmart back in the mid '90s or whatever like that as a knockoff. But these are pretty high quality knockoffs. Sometimes you buy a knockoff and the plastic is just garbage. Like, you know, you breathe on it, it's probably going to shatter.
Those feel very
This was pretty
solid.
decent plastics. That's why I didn't feel bad about buying them.
They feel.
I had just bought these two separately from somebody on the internet back in the day when I came across the set. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll hold on to the authentic ones and swap them out.
These don't feel much different, like in weight and heft.
I mean, the original guys had metal wheels.
Yeah, and these are plastic.
You know, and they had like, you know, other parts like that. But other than that,
yeah. All right.
So the Trainbots, kind of a novelty because again, you know, we don't have a lot. You didn't see Trainbots again until 2000. These came out in I guess '88, the year 2000 when they had Transformers 2000, or actually they called it Robots in Disguise in America. Mm-hmm. They called it Car Robots in Japan. That's the next time you had like some like large scale train robots, not counting the Micromaster area. The Micromaster area did have some Trainbots too, but again, they only ever came out in Japan. There are hardly ever any train Transformers that come out in America. In fact, if I'm going to think about this for just a quick second, but I think when they introduced the Car Robots toys in the year 2000, that's the first time, maybe. I'll correct. I'll fix it on the screen if I'm wrong. I think it's the first time in America you could just go out to a store and buy a train-themed Transformer, even though Japan was full of them up until that time. But anyway, so they come together, form that guy called Detonator, or Raiden was his actual Japanese name. These guys I've gotten love recently. I don't have this toy because, oh my gosh, I'd probably have to mortgage the house to get this set here. Now if I buy this guy like in like the box, like brand new and from back in the day, he's pretty expensive because being a Japanese only toy. But recently they have a line of toys called the Masterpiece line, where they all tend to be fairly large. Okay. They're all in scale with each other for the most part. So like they chose a scale, and so like if one guy's really tall, then he's going to be tall compared to the other toys in the Masterpiece line. They came out with all these guys one at a time, and each one of them was going for like more than $100 single. So to get the whole set, you're spending more than $600 to get the whole set. So I did pass on that one. You'll be proud of me. So no, I did not buy those.
Congratulations.
But that's the most recent running of these guys. Yeah. These guys have only had the one issue, and we're looking at now up until the Trainbots came out. Now some of the individual figures have been put out again as different toys over the years. Usually they take an existing toy, recolor a little bit, and say, yeah, it's this guy now. You know, that has happened over the years. But as a combiner set where they can combine into Raiden / Detonator, no, the Masterpiece line that just came out the last couple of years is the first time we've had that. So I'll put a picture of what that looks like on the screen so you can tell. And then they did another thing too, which I have to read up a little more on because I never really found out why. But in addition to the 6 guys that only make up Raiden, they put out 2 additional figures. They took 2 of the guys and colored them slightly different and put them out. So it really was like an 8-figure set.
Oh, man.
So whatever. So that's it. So that's the Trainbots. The next to last combiner set for the original G1 line that wasn't a Micromaster. There are Micromaster combiners, but we'll skip those for now. We're talking about the original.
Remember, I hope you're all
G1.
taking notes out there.
So that's that. So let's celebrate by talking about one of our favorite places for beer, because we had a lot of fun doing this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I guess, beer is something you can combine too. You can get like a.
If you go on the train, you can have a beer.
Yeah, you can have beer on the train. You can get a sampler of beers that combine the different flavors, so you get to have a full array of what a place has to offer. But so in this episode, we're gonna revisit a place that we've reviewed before on.
But a different location.
Right, but there's some new things I want to share out there. The name of the brewery is Good News Brewing, and when we first tried their beer. They only had a few locations, but and you may remember or you may not if this is the first time you're joining us. Good News Brewing was founded by a gentleman whose name is Dan Tripp. And basically, Good News is talking about the gospel, because the whole kit and caboodle started at a Bible study where Dan was talking about his fun misadventures with trying to homebrew and the different things that he was coming up with, the different flavors. They started swapping stories and swapping beer samples that people were making on their own. And this is what it became. They saw Good News as an opportunity to create a space where people could come together and have positive experiences and become more loving with each other by having a shared space where you could just be together in a community and enjoy each other's company. So Good News has grown from there. They're all about good beer. They're all about good pizza. Another thing about Good News they're known for is their wood-fired pizza. But something I find interesting is that they have continued to evolve with the trends in the microbrewing industry, which, as we all are aware, the microbrewing and beer is kind of at a little plateau right now. And Good News is doing what I think is a really wise idea, which is they are starting to grow by franchising or using their Good News brand to revitalize existing breweries. So, for example, we've actually visited their space in O'Fallon, and then this last trip, we revisited their space in Defiance, Missouri. But they also have a space in Augusta. They have a space in Wildwood where they have a food truck parking lot. They have a space in St. Charles. And
recently,
they have made their first franchise in Alton, Illinois, in the Post Commons building. So I think that's really wise. A great way to go. Oh, and they've also bought Ferguson Brewing.
Oh, okay.
So that they are going to. So now they're adding another location to their portfolio at all these places. They sell the same delicious Good News beer. They have also branched out into selling spirits. So that's their next evolution in the enjoyment of the craft industry. So on their website they talk about this they say, why whiskey? Why go from beer to bourbon? They just see it as a natural next step. And they also are very clear that they are not the distillers of the products that they're selling, but what they are working with a company called Midwest Grain Products. It's a renowned Indiana distillery, and they are selecting offerings from that distillery and bottling it as their B still product. So they're very upfront about that. They're being transparent.
I missed that.
They're selling the craftsmanship of it. Okay. So their whiskey line is called Be Still. They're selling a 90 proof bourbon in rye. They're selling a barrel strength versions of. I'm sorry. They also have a premium 12-year-old rye and barrel strength versions of both. So we tried the rye, the 12-year-old rye.
We did,
and it was fabulous. So anyway. We brought home a can of Good News.
But tell them real quick why we were there we were there just like a weekend or so or two ago. But what were we doing?
We were camping. So this is one of the fun things about the Defiance location. Okay, so this is why we went back. So the Defiance location has a great outdoor music area. They've added a rooftop seating, and that's where we sat.
It's right next to
it's right next to the campground.
And the Katy Trail.
And the Katy Trail, yeah. So we were able to basically walk around the corner from our campsite after we'd been walking up the Katy Trail, up and down the Katy Trail all day, and just walk up and get a beer.
We spent like the afternoon on the roof. Yeah, just trying all the different beers we felt like we could try. You know, we weren't trying to go crazy and drink too much. We were just leisurely sipping, playing games, watching people go by. Watched people go off the Katy Trail, people came and went. We were up there for like 3 or 4 hours.
I know. Like I think we had 3 beers, and I mean, you had a sour. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a brown ale. I had one of their IPAs. And
Yeah, I can't remember everything I had either.
The third beer was.
But yeah, the first time we went to
an
this
Imperial
place, yes,
stout. It was very rich.
The first time we went to the Defiance location, we saw that campground next door. And we're like, we got to do that sometime. So we finally just did it, and that was our reason why. So we could just walk to Good News. So we brought home for to try tonight.
The American IPA,
IPA.
This is a cool can.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and it's a West Coast style IPA.
Which means what? Do you know? It's gonna be hazy.
It has something to do with the type of hops that's used in it. So
IPAs are not my favorite, but we'll see how it goes. They can
not so citrusy. I don't think it necessarily.
It doesn't smell too citrusy.
No,
so
that's what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
I'm smelling that.
Sometimes you get like these really super bitter IPAs, and you pop open the can, and you just get smacked with the.
That's a little hazy.
Sour.
I don't know if that is a hazy or not. Yeah. Usually they say it's a hazy.
Could be just the color, but it's got a good color to it, as you can see.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and try it. Right?
Sure.
We haven't had this one, right?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I purposely avoided it because I wanted to taste it first on BeerFormers.
Okay, that's not too bad. It's actually a little bit sweet on the back end.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's fun. But again, really, that's grapefruit. That is a grapefruit IPA. That is what it tastes like. I just bit into a grapefruit. Mm-hmm. So
and I like grapefruit
sweet,
juice,
but with a little bitter. Yeah. Well, it is. That's like a grapefruit juice.
I just don't like some people go crazy with the IBUs. It's like, how bitter can we make it? And so when I hear IPA, I always pucker up a little bit, thinking, "Oh God, how bitter is this going to be?" I could drink this.
But Good News is still going strong. In fact, it's growing since its official founding in 2016. So what I think is cool is that all of their spaces have a different look and feel, but I think the vibe is the same in sense of the friendliness, the warmth. When you go to this place, you're going to see families with young kids, or you might see older adults. You might see couples just like us. Everybody's just kind of chill and having a good time. And again, all the spaces themselves are interesting and different. This place had more of an outdoorsy park type feel because, like I said, they had the outdoor place for the music to listen to live music. That wonderful rooftop seating. I believe their place in Augusta is actually almost like a tree house, and it's not open all year round. So you need to check their website before you go to any of their locations because all of them have different hours and days that are open. Like for example, the Alton location is still only open on weekends.
Yeah.
So it just opened, and they're still
at the time it was filming. Yes, it could be.
Yes, at the time it's filming. Yeah, in the fall of 2025. You are not supposed to bring food. They do not welcome outside food. But interestingly, at least for the space in Defiance, they are doing wedding rentals there, and they do encourage. They say we will work with you. They're very open about and upfront about pricing, and finding a way to make the event. They're about helping you come up with your dream event, but within your budget. So they do give you an opportunity to either utilize their food service or bring something in on your own, which I thought was fascinating. So anyway, I can't recommend this place enough. I think their beer is great. You can bring home a growler. You can get your growlers filled.
Yeah, 4 packs of pint cans. Yeah. And the selection was limited at Defiance. They only had like 3 or 4 different styles of cans available to buy. But, I'm sure it's going to rotate, and it'll be something different every time you go.
But I'll say about the place in Post Commons, and we probably have some pictures of that, too, and we could probably put that up because we've been out there. That's a neat vibe. If you've never been to that space, there's a coffee house in there, too. So you can either sit outside and look out over, you can see the river from that outdoor seating, which is in the historic downtown Alton, or you can go sit inside where it's an old post office, and it's got all this old funky furniture, and it just feels like you kind of step back in time, and it's just like a cool chill place to drink your beer, very different than other places. So
go if you're in the Midwest and St. Louis area at all, go check out any of the good news places.
Yeah, it is very good news indeed.
So as we finish up here, if you have any questions about the Trainbots, let us know. We'll do our best to help answer them for you.
Sure.
If there's any Transformer we haven't covered yet that you'd like to see, drop us a line.
And if there's any beer or spirits that you'd like us to try, please put them down here in the comments. We would love to have your ideas.
Like I said, make sure you hit all those buttons. Like, share, tell us your friends about us. We'll keep growing the channel here. Having a good time talking about these two
Can I
things.
say one more thing about good news? Before they had live music starting, they just had like the music playing in the background. It was the most interesting, eclectic mix of music
country,
I've ever heard.
Christian, contemporary, regular old rock and roll.
Yeah, it was all over the
bouncing all
map.
place,
But we really enjoyed it.
But if you have any other questions about Transformers in general, two places I recommend you go are the tfwiki.net, the Transformers Wiki, and then on YouTube, Chris McFeely's got a channel called the Basics On. He definitely has one on the Trainbots and Raiden, so check that one out. If you'd like to know more about that, he does a much deeper dive in a shorter amount of time because we're sitting here riffing off each other talking. But you can get a concise feel for these guys really quickly without going to basics on. So, as we say here, as we wind down, cheers to good news.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by here with us today. Please play responsibly and drink responsibly.
Underneath the ride.
Awesome. Thanks, and cheers to good news.
Good news.